I just found a photograph of my uncle's class. So this would have been, I'm going to assume, the 60s, very early 60s. And as I said, look at that. What a beautiful class photo. And what do you notice? What's the first thing you notice in this photo, besides them all being very dressed or dressed very nicely? Look at the ladies. Okay? New generation, take notes. Look at that. Crossed legs, crossed ankles. Okay? That's how you do a photo. Look at this. I'm looking at this however many years later, and I knew these were some classy people. Look at that. This lady looks, this is a young girl, and she looks like she's 30 years old. No offense. But anyways, dapper dons they were. Look at that. All their hair done neatly and nicely. And some beehives in the mix. You got to know this little girl in the middle. You know, probably begged her mama, Mama, it's picture day. I want you to tease up my hair with 4 cans of hairspray. Aren't they beautiful, beautiful kids, eh? And this guy's got the squiggle. What's that guy's name? Squeaky from, what was that show? Laverne and Shirley. But look at them all dressed nicely and proper. Geez, wouldn't it be nice to go back to them days? You know? This girl looks a little lost. She's deep in thought. I bet you she grew up to be a poet or a writer. Daydreaming. That's fabulous. What a great picture. That's my uncle right there. He had big old ears. He was told to have them pinned back, and he said, "No, I'm going to embrace them. I got blessed with big ears so I could hear you." He had quite ambition. He should have been a billionaire. He should have. He had business ideas before. I wish I could zoom in. How can I do that? He had business ideas before they were even a thing. In our town, he had a first dating service. You know, on the phone, you used to have to make up a profile or whatever, and he'd hook you up, you know, with somebody. And he had a little office in his apartment, and he did that all before there were what are they called? Commercial dating services. He did it. He adapted it kind of from a phone line thing, you know, or party line. He had a dating service on the phone. Then he had bought a whole bunch of stuff like party favors and gag jokes, things like that from China, and had them brought over, and he was selling them. He tried his hardest. He had a wallpaper store. What else? Recording studio. He originally wanted to be a musician. He graduated top of his class. He just didn't keep himself busy as the years progressed. You know, when you got a good mind like that, you got to be busy all the time. You got to have your hands in something at all times, or your mind goes, you know, to mush. But he was innovative. That would be the word I would use for him. He was innovative. And he had that white blonde hair. White blonde hair till he turned about, I don't know, 30-ish. He had, white blonde hair. But yeah, just people take notes. When you're getting your picture taken, just know some nosy Parker like me is going to be looking back on them and judging them. Judging you. Oh, look at that. That's a nice photo, eh? Look at that big class. All right. Some of you will find this interesting. The rest of you can just buzz off.